In this episode, Todd asks your opinion on sealing a fuel tank, and we start to finish wiring our giant battery bank. But we have a problem.
Problem is...
18 months ago, we purchased a hurricane-damaged sailboat with the dream of sailing her around the world. We started documenting this adventure each week for all of our family and friends to follow along. Since then, we've been learning, laughing, and working harder than we ever have in our lives to make this dream come true. If you'd like to support these videos and help us splash, come join us on Patreon. So who just called?
San Patricio Water District. About a boat slip. Are we ready for one?
We put our name on that like 18 months ago.
Has it been that long?
It's been that long.
It's not fair. We finally get a boat slip available and we can't use it.
So what did you tell her?
I told her it was still in the yard, and she said when it's out of the yard, they'll keep us on the list, and when it's out of the yard to call her and they'll put us next in line for the next slip available. I don't know what that means, but we'll figure it out.
Well, that means somebody else has to die before there's another opening.
I guess that's one way to put it.
What a mess.
Yep.
Goal for this week is to get all of the batteries wired. Previously, we only got one bank of them wired.
So we're all done with these?
I think so. I did everything that was sitting around.
Put it away?
And put it away and gain access to this. We're gonna have to clean all that up.
If anybody knows what this is, I hear it's some sort of ancient drum.
Speaking of which, should you haul that out and maybe fix it this week?
I need some epoxy. So this will be a good thing to comment on. So we pressure tested this tank, and oddly enough, we were leaking bubbles at this point, which is the anchoring strap for the ground, and one of the welds, it appears, is not welded perfectly, and so it leaks. So I gotta seal it up, but I'm not sure the best way to do that. We could re-weld it, or what I'm actually leaning towards is like Por 15, P-O-R, is a company that makes epoxies that seal the insides of gas tanks. If you have any other ideas on that, or if that's even an issue, I mean, it doesn't leak very much. It would just bleed a little teeny bubble of air. I would love to hear your opinions or advice on this, especially if you have any experience with sealing up fuel tanks. Feel free to leave a comment, check in the link below for our community tab, or go right to the community tab directly on our YouTube page and leave a comment and tell me what your experience has been with sealing up gas tanks.
Michael Patton.
It hurts.
Are you sad?
I have a boo-boo under the finger right
Top of the finger
there. I got a wood splinter from reaching into the battery compartment. You're a turd.
Let me help you.
Okay, that's not helpful. Get the razor blade and cut it off.
You heard her. Cut the finger off. It's gone. Lose the finger. Right here?
Yeah, it's just a little, and I think if you just like pick it, it'll just come out.
Alright, I'm not entirely sure. So is that it right there?
Yes. It went in and then it broke off.
Yeah, I'm not sure that this is going to work.
Ow!
You want to describe the right tool for the right job?
I think these are still too big. Oh, it hurts. It hurts too much.
You're a midwife. Push through it.
I do it to other people.
You inflict it on others. Is it done?
It's done. Now I have a giant hole in my finger. Look at that.
Kills rust and corrosion, safe on electronics, world's greatest lubricant, penetrant, and anti-seize. It's just something to help keep corrosion from messing with the battery wires. What are you doing? Why are you filming this? Problem is,
Now we've blown up our batteries.
no, they're fine for the moment. They didn't get that hot and didn't last that long.
So we just had a small electrical fire. I'm shaking. Sorry, the camera's shaking so bad. It was very scary because my hands and Todd's hands were right in the middle of it. So now we have a small problem. Sorry, my hands are shaking so
Can you hold the
bad.
camera still? We need image stabilization. Oh man.
That was really scary.
Yeah, it was.
It blew this thing completely apart.
Turn off the aeration.
Okay. I'm not sure what's next. We'll come back to you. I'm not sure. Like, I think we need lunch.
Alright, so let's just explain what happened really quick because it's important to think about, right? So we had these two on, and we were going to put these two on here, and she couldn't do it because she wasn't strong enough to bend the wire, and so we're not sure exactly how it happened, but this guy here, which was already screwed in, and flipped it over to here where it made contact over there. So this battery is going to have to, it might have to go away entirely, I don't know. Because of this vent right here is a little bit melted, so I don't know if that vent is still good or not. I'm not sure how to test it.
But see, this one's also bad now.
What, this one?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just the wire.
Okay, I don't know that I can do any more right now. I think I really need a break.
What?
It really did scare me.
What would you like?
I think we need to go eat
She
or
wants
something. It's not going to
chocolate.
blow up while we're gone, right?
No. She needs chocolate. But that's why you be careful with your tools too, because if your tool is long enough to make that connection. So, yep. Let's go shove some very bad for us food into our bellies. Alright.
Okay. So I'm asked Todd to do a visual of what exactly happened yesterday, because thinking through it and going over it, I did not understand why when we were hooking up the batteries and going positive to negative, we didn't have any problems. But when one connected positive to negative, suddenly we had sparks and fire. I'm kind of stressed out. The batteries are freaking me out a little bit. So here we go.
So here's what happened. This right here connection from positive to negative doesn't do anything. It never arcs, it never sparks. It's not a big problem because it's actually not connecting a circuit. So as we were working on this connection here, and it was difficult to get that bent over and get the screw in.
Well, so these other ones were already connected.
These, yeah, so visualize, these are connected. So this is making, right now we have a loop of this battery all the way around to here, where it comes in and it leaves over here. This one here was not bolted down yet. So what happened was, it somehow got knocked and it actually rotated around to there. So when that happened, what that did was that connected a loop right here. So it made a complete circuit all the way around right there in those two batteries. It actually was 6 batteries. It was more than 2. That connects that loop, and when that connects that loop, that allows the current in those batteries to start flowing because there's no off switch. I just like turned them on. And so that's where the arcing and sparking happens, is right here. Well, with all the juice and amperage that's in those batteries, this can get pretty hot. And if it gets pretty hot, you can see how it melts the ends. As this happened here, these two ends here connected and they started to weld themselves to each other. So what I had to do is I had to literally kick with my foot, kick this back off to break that connection. So it wasn't a fire, but there was some sparking going on, and if we allowed that to sit there and continually go on, those batteries would drain really fast, dump a lot of energy, and they might catch on fire. They probably would.
So what it looked like to me was a fire. But similar to when you're starting a car and you accidentally touch one end of the jumper cables to a place you shouldn't and it all sparks, but that normally when that happens you move it. This just kept going and getting bigger and a lot of smoke.
You've probably seen videos of people who are doing welding with like an arc welder, and you can see the sparks coming off of that. That's all it's doing, is completing a circuit.
So I basically refuse to work on these anymore until we have all of the caps covered. Yeah, that's me. I'm really struggling. I'm having some PTSD because that was really frightening yesterday.
Get those caps made.
So we can start working on the batteries again.
Our job is to make the caps. I got to remake a couple battery cables. We're going to have to pull that battery out of the service.
We couldn't find battery covers that would accommodate our unique wiring configuration, so we decided to make our own out of PVC caps. Alright, well those fit. Now I have to notch right there. Fits.
Beautiful. So that's what we're going to do on all of them.
We are using zip ties to secure the covers. We can wiggle them off when we need to inspect them every few months for corrosion. So I am almost done. I have 1, 2, 3 more to do.
Of 32-ish?
Yeah.
Well, there's 4 less, 28.
2 more to do. I only have 2 more to do.
Yay!
Oh my word, you guys, we've actually finished a project. Yeah, absolutely, completely finished this project. This is
Wired.
Got battery caps on everything. It is hooked up to these 2 chargers. So now we're going to clean it out, put the floor back down. Eventually these chargers will go over here behind me in the engine compartment. That is still a work in progress, but to have these batteries completely wired is amazing. Okay, get to it.
Hurry up, quit sticking, sitting around.
Right.
Power me up, babe. no falling in the battery compartment.
Thanks for watching. We'd love to hear from you. You can leave a comment by using the link in the description below.